If you feel like you're in the end of a rope, you're nearly giving up, you've tried everything and nothing really worked. Every problem is a problem on top of the other. You feel overwhelmed and you don't really know how to basically survive. This video is for you. Now, I won't gatekeep you, I promise. This will be very quick, but I hope when you watch this, you realize that you don't really have to figure out everything all at once. I know it's overwhelming. I know it feels tempting to trying to figure out and resolve everything if you've got issues financially, with your studies, with your friends, you're being abused, your boyfriend or girlfriend had just cheated on you and you don't really get enough support. Like, I understand that it's overwhelming and it feels like crippling your spirit mentally and physically. And I just want you to take a deep breath and decide to go to a place where you feel most peaceful and you feel most supported without judgment with people. That's the first thing that you needed to do. Why? Because when you're on survival mode, your body is just so used of being like your heart will always be palpitating, you'll be losing hairs, losing weight, you've got lack of sleep, you've always been overthinking, and so you essentially need to allow your body to rest. And you rest by being in an environment where you feel accepted, not judged, and where you feel like you can just lay down all your cards and be who you are. Why is this important? Because you can't really resolve everything if your mental health is not at the right space. It's tempting to trying to resolve everything, but I have felt this before, and you cannot really be as decisive if you don't really feel well, good, and rested, and especially if your mind is just spiraling. Let me tell you my story. Started, I think, 2-3 years back when I felt overwhelmed with everything. It felt like it's the end of the world. Not really like the end of the world. I wasn't really depressed. I was just a little bit lonely, and I started to lose hope with everything that I've been working for in Australia. So I came here in the year 2022 when I finished my working contract in the Middle East as a nurse. So I had a student visa back then, and it only allows me to work 24 hours per week, considering that I needed to pay my hefty tuition fees, my phone bills, my personal bills, transportation bills. On top of that, I've got tuition fees to pay off. And so it's so overwhelming. There was a point when 2022, I had a relationship with somebody who's just essentially taken advantage of me because I was working on my residency. So I had a relationship with somebody, and he ended up cheating on me. It gotten worse, considering that both of our families had been involved. It took me a bit of time to go out from that relationship, but I'm so proud of myself that I did. And so 2023, I think mid of the year, I was doing my best with my life, but still struggling because I think financially at that time, I can't just juggle everything all at once. And I needed to travel for like two hours every time I go to work, 2 hours going and 2 hours or sometimes 3 hours coming back home because I don't have a car. And owning a car that time is just not possible for me because it'll be one, too expensive. There's a lot of charges and financial aspects. uh, excuse the very loud noise. um, yeah, so it's just too much, and so I've decided that's not to have a car because I am already financially constrained at that time. And so I just suck it in. Like, if I needed to travel, I needed to travel just to survive. 2024, that's when I think I hit rock bottom, when I needed to renew my student visa because I just finished my uni, and in order for me to get a new visa, mind you, at that time my visa is expiring, I guess, in 3 or 4 months time. And so I have been praying to God for a direction to either go to the regional, work in a company that will sponsor me, or stay in the city and renew my student visa and study again with a course that will allow me to stay here until I get my residency. I have prayed so much, and with the wisdom that I got, I decided to stay in the city and renew my visa. And because of that, I needed to pay another hefty tuition fee again, and trying to survive. But at the same time, I was physically and not really like sexually abused with my accountant, but he just tried and attempted to lock me in and tried to touch me and kiss me at that time. So I needed to do a police report. And also during those season, my work company was canceling my shifts because they're prioritizing other stuff that's probably better than who can essentially give a better service than I do. But then I was so desperate that time because if I don't have work, what will I use? Like, I needed money to survive. And at that time, I also needed to renew my student visa, which will cost me around probably $6,000 to $7,000. Yes, so it's just too much. But at the same time, on top of that, I've got issues with my newly found boyfriend at that time. So having to deal with personal issues at the same time. When I go to home, I didn't really get along with my so-called used to be friends. I just felt like they didn't really understand me, despite of me being trying to be kind. There was lots of communications, like miscommunications happening. And so everything that happened all at once, it just felt so overwhelming. And I just decided to go home to my home country and just breathe. And I did. When I felt better, I came back, and it was hard. It was so hard because I don't want to face my giants. Like, when you're dealing with a lot of things, when you're pursuing something really big, apparently what comes along with that is also very big challenges and troubles that you have to face, apparently. Because if it was easy, a lot of people will do it. But I was okay with that because I know I've got a life to pursue in here. And so I slowly studied my exams, blocked the friends that I needed to block, who's causing my mental health to be unstable, moved to another house where I have my own space, where I can think properly and study properly. I was able to pass all my exams with flying colors, and because of that, I was able to get the proper score I needed from a permanent residency. I was able to find a good job that will finance me to survive while waiting for my residency. And a year after that, I got my permanent residency, and we got approved for this house. And so my point here is, your struggles doesn't last forever. It's not permanent. I tell you, it's temporary. You just have to find the opportunity to pause for a while, take a deep breath, and go to the people who can support you without judgment, who can accept you and nourish you while you're struggling, because life is meant to be celebrated. And you're not supposed to deal everything alone, because it's too much. You won't be able to handle everything. And I tell you, if you're not in the right mindset, you won't be able to be decisive of the things that you needed to pursue. And that's what happened to me. Okay? Take a deep breath. You're not always in the bottom. I tell you, if you always, or if you do just a little bit of things to improve yourself, I promise you, you will elevate yourself one day at a time, and you will move up. You will move forward. The universe, God will always protect you, and will place you in a place where your sacrifices, your hardships, your hard work will be rewarded. And you will be thankful to yourself because you didn't give up. Like, it's essentially a harvest time for me this year. I'm just enjoying everything, and I'm so thankful that I was able to block negative energy and fulfill my dreams and chase up everything that I needed to chase, because I owe myself the future that I'm dreaming of. And so if you're watching this, just keep going, and you don't have to figure things all at once. Take a pause, take the rest, and when you're ready, slowly face your giants. Work on yourself. You don't have to do big things, just little things, and it will develop to habit. And when you have that habit, you will eventually conquer your giants by creating habits and skill sets that will improve your life. As always, thank you so much for watching. Do me a favor, like and subscribe, and I will see you soon on my next video. That sounds video. Anyway, I'm just happy. I'll see you soon. Cheers. Mwah.